Black Coffee and Grits. I'm Lisa. It's time for our February stitching recap. I can't believe it's going to be March tomorrow. Spring is on the horizon here in Texas. It's been a very busy month. I have a full table as usual. Lots of things to show you, lots of pretty finishes, lots of FFOs, and some quilting too, because I did some sewing this month. Quilting, and I made a project bag too. Quickly, I'm going to start, and I'm going to try not to get emotional, but I did share with you all that my sweet grandmother, Jubliee, she had a stroke last year, and she passed away this month. So we are, as a family, grieving, and as much as we are thankful that she's no longer suffering, our hearts are hurting because we just miss her so much. And so she's been in my heart, obviously, and I might share a picture of her. I will share a picture of her, one of my favorites. And I've been thinking a lot about, obviously, family. And I read a quote that said something to the effect of, be what you miss of those loved ones. And I think the thing I've taken away from her the most, I'm so thankful I got to spend so much time with her. She was 91. She had an incredible life, and she was always so hospitable. And that's not even, I don't know, that's not even it. She knew how to make other people feel loved. And so I hope I can do the same. And I'm sorry. I don't mean to be Debbie Downer. I wanted to get that out of the way. I wanted to mention her because she means so much to me, and obviously it's a part of my life, but I really try to be uplifting in these videos. And I know that sometimes, life is not always just, there are joys, don't get me wrong. There are many joys, but there's also sadness sometimes. And so I think that it's unrealistic to just always come in on either social media or YouTube or wherever you're present and being yourself, that you have to share reality. And the reality is that we have to suffer loss sometimes. So hopefully I'm honoring her and I'm not bringing it all down, but that's just a part of what's going on in my life. And so I wanted to share with you. I have notes. I have my beautiful planner that I got from Katie, the Naptime Stitcher, and I do have a code if you're interested in this planner. I'll share it with you down in the comments. As usual, you can always find a lot of great information there. I try to recap what I show, patterns, fabrics that I'm using, things like that, haul, different information. But anyways, if you're interested in this planner in particular, I'm really enjoying it. So I wanted to just show you. I've been writing down notes. I've been stitching it every day. I actually do need to catch up on what I've been stitching on just the last couple days. It's been so busy. The month was, like I said, some parts of it were sad, and spent a lot of time with family this month. In fact, yesterday I went and took my dad to the eye doctor. He's been getting some injections in his eye to help improve his vision. So I have to pause. I'm sorry, I have to grab a tissue. Okay, just in case. I'll keep my tissue over here to the side. Okay, hopefully the sadness and crying is behind us, behind me. Let's see. I was telling you that I spent some time yesterday with my dad out in Weatherford. I took him to the eye doctor. He's been getting some injections in his eyes. He's doing better. So I'm very happy about that. And another update really quick and a praise. Thank you all for your prayers and thoughts for my family and my Aunt Vicki. She got really great news. I didn't really get into all the details last time just because we weren't sure of some of the details, but they did remove a cancerous tumor in her small intestine. Very grateful that they caught that early. Huge praise to say that she doesn't have to go through any other treatments. No chemo or radiation is going to be necessary. They were able to get the whole tumor. She does need to follow up with just some scans. And so we're just so thankful that she caught that early, and hopefully, again, it's behind us. I said I wasn't going to cry anymore. Now here I am. I think I've just started off on a teary note, but that's actually really a great giant praise. And I am waiting to take Will to see the cardiologist next week. We followed up with his primary care. He is still having some heart palpitations. They did find that he had copper deficiency, or he was low in copper, and also there were some markers for autoimmune, which it doesn't surprise me, but hopefully we'll get some answers, and just hopefully it's not anything major for Will. Okay. Fun things that we did. Sorry, I'm an awkward laugher. I laugh whenever I'm feeling uncomfortable. Try not to cry and that kind of thing. I'm not a good crier. I don't like to cry. What else did I do? Lots of fun stuff. Michelle and I took a trip up to the peanut gallery, and we took some cross-stitch pieces to be framed, so I have those to show you, and they're gorgeous. I did lots of Valentine stitching, so I've got some FFOs to show you from that. My husband and I did a date night. We went to see a comedian in Dallas. We saw 2 comedians this month. I guess we were in the mood to laugh. We actually had these planned months and months in advance. My husband, got the tickets, I don't know, sometime last year. Anyway, so we spent 2 days up at Choctaw in Oklahoma, in Durant, Oklahoma, and just had kind of a little getaway, and that was nice. I got a massage. He had fun playing in the casino. We had movie night, which is something fun. I had not seen Wicked, and so we were debating seeing something actually at the movie theater that they have there at the casino, but we decided instead there wasn't really anything that was just grabbing us. So I was like, hey, they had pay-per-view, or is it I don't even know what it's called anymore. That's not what it's called. It's not pay-per-view. Gosh, you girl, I'm showing my age. It's not even on demand either. There's too many things anymore. It was a way to watch the movie before the movie is actually out to be rented. Is it pay-per-view? Y'all, I don't know. It really doesn't matter. But we watched Wicked. So we had failed to see that while it was at the theater, and it was something that I really wanted to see, and it was very cute and fun. We enjoyed it. And I actually decided to go back and start reading the book. So I'll talk about that a little bit toward the end. I'll do a little what I've been reading, what I've been watching, kind of a update. What else? We had crazy cold weather, and now it is beautiful and trying to be spring again. We actually got some more snow. So I grabbed out some of my snow day stitching and put some more stitches in on that. I can have the back door open so I can hear the birds. It's quite nice. I think it's going to get up to 78 today. My husband's out golfing. He's enjoying it. He already texted me and said, what a beautiful day. And it is. So this past Sunday, Michelle and I and some friends went quilting at the Best Little Retreat Center in Texas. So I've got quilts to show you. Super excited about that too. Okay. I think that's all for kind of a what I've been up to. Let's see. Shall we start with those framed pieces? Do you guys want to see those first? I think that's what I'll start showing you. And I'm going to have to take probably a couple of breaks in between just because there's so much stuff on the table. And so I'm going to have to get up to reach all these things. And hopefully I can remember details for these things. This is a Stitch in Time from Shakespeare's Peddler that I stitched last year and took it up to Peanut Gallery and got it framed. Just chose a very simple black frame. And I didn't put any glass on this piece. So usually whenever I go and I have something professionally framed, I do put glass on it, but Michelle wasn't putting glass on hers, so I was like, I'll try it and see if I like it. So I didn't put glass on this one. I did change some of the details on this pattern. I put my name in, of course, and where I'm from and when I stitched it. And I think I changed around a few of the colors as far as I moved some of the colors around just so that things would show up a little bit better. And then of course I used black coffee for the black instead of 310. So turned out so good. Really liking that, and I'm excited to get these hung up. I do have to move to grab the other pieces. Okay, the next piece is, I have to figure out how to hold these so that the ring light reflection doesn't make a glare. I think if I just hold it on an angle. This is America by Blackbird, which I also stitched last year. I really kind of had a hard time picking a frame for this. We looked at a lot of different things, and of course I wanted it to have a patriotic vibe, but Michelle had this beautiful kind of robin's egg blue frame, and she wasn't going to use it, and I was like, hey, I think that's actually really close to this floss color that's in here, and so I ended up using this, and I really like the way it turned out. Let me see if I can get a little closer. I did use museum glass on this, and I love the museum glass. I think it's amazing. Peanut Gallery did an awesome job. One thing I really noticed about it, I feel like the museum glass, it's almost like it puts a magnifier on top of it. I don't know, it just somehow sort of brings stuff out. It's just so clear and crisp. So I really thought the fabric, you could really see the modeling in the fabric more, and just really beautiful. Okay. Last but not least, I blew it out. I decided to have this framed. This is Summer Jubilee by Blackbird Designs. And I stitched this last year. This was my birthday stitch. Finished it up in the summer while I was at StitchCon. I got to ring the bell. I really love how it turned out. So this frame is kind of a rose gold, and very pretty detail, but it really kind of blends in with the background of the fabric, and it's, I thought, really beautiful. They did such a nice job. Really enjoyed meeting and working with Denise and Joseph at the Peanut Gallery. Super nice people. Okay, FFOs. We'll just keep going with like all the amazingness. Okay, so I had some starts and finishes, and some of those were pillows. Like I said, I got into the spirit of Valentine's Day. This was actually something I stitched last year. This is Hugs and Kisses from Primrose Cottage. And I stitched it on a pink linen. Got that FFO'd with a cute little piece of felt on the back and some Arrow fabric from Lella Boutique. Turned out so cute. These are just sitting here in my dough bowl, and I've been enjoying them, and I know tomorrow is going to be turning the corner into March, so I'll get out all my spring things then. That was already finished. This was a start and a finish. This is a Heart and Hand freebie. Not Heart and Hand. Hands-on Design. My bad. Hands-on Design freebie. It's called Be Mine. And I stitched it on a scrap of, I think this is Lugana fabric. Pink Lugana fabric, and I used my own colors, just picked a lovely gray, which is Color and Cotton Mink, and then I used Battleship for the Color and Cotton Battleship for the blue. And then I got some fabric out of my treasure trove of fabrics that were given to me by Cynthia. Found some fat quarters of this and this beautiful stripe. I love the floral. And then I added some trim that was left over, the lace from my boxcar chatterbox retreat. Then I also stitched another piece from Hands On Design. This pattern is also a freebie called Love You. And I thought this one was super fun. Stitched it on the barn board check, the Zweigart barn board check in gray. And I picked, oh goodness, I had these, oh, I know what it is. It is, the pink is Color and Cotton Crepe Myrtle, and then the black is Black Coffee. I thought it turned out so fun, and I found this fun rickrack at Joann's and added a bright green felt heart. I think all of these I put hearts on. I guess I was feeling very lovey-dovey in the month of February. I wish I had brought a pen or pencil over here so I could check off all the things. Oh, I think that's it. So I got, I did hit my goal to finish or FFO 2 pieces. And then I also had a finish, but I didn't FFO this. But let me show you my finish. This is When Winter Cometh by Summer House Stitchworks. I stitched this on a piece of 18 count Freeze by Atomic Ranch with these beautiful Belswa silks. I did talk about these in my last video, and I don't have all those colors in front of me. I know one of them was indigo, one of them was Attic Tea, the green, I'm trying to remember them all. I can't remember what the gray was called. At any rate, I'll put them in the show notes because my mind is failing me. But the day that I got this finished, it was one of those days that we got up in the 80s. It was our first fall spring because it did get cold again and it snowed again after that. But I was joking and saying I feel like I should have stitched this Winter Goeth instead of Winter Cometh because it seemed like it had a foot out the door. But it did come back. Like I said, it snowed again. Okay, so for whips, I'm going to show this first because it is enormous. And remember, I talked about wanting to put in at least 2 days of stitching on my, focus on some of my BAPs. So one of those is, I'll pop in a picture of the chart. My mind is not working well today. The Farms at Hawk Run Hollow. I should know the name of this. I've been stitching this for nearly 2 years and I've shown it a dozen times, if not more. Okay, this is stitched on Latte by Fiber on a Whim, 32 count, and I'm stitching it 2 over 2, and it's a big one. I'm gonna stand up so I can show you the whole thing here. I am so proud to say that not only did I get 2 days in, I think I actually stitched on it maybe 3 days because I wanted to finish my borders, and I finally got all the borders finished. I'm stitching this with the called for DMCs, like I said, 2 over 2, and oh, it felt so good to get those last 2 borders in. And look, I have plenty of fabric. How exciting. I did leave myself some wide margins on this piece, which I think is a wise thing to do when you're stitching something this large. I'm going to zoom in and show you the finished blocks, which are the Double Yoke Wednesday and the one with the 5-legged cat. I did put some more stitches in on this Saturday Dance block. And I think Last month I worked on the barn raising Monday block, but I didn't put any more stitches in on that. I just really focused on getting those borders finished for the most part. Like I said, put a few more colors in on the Saturday dance. But it's coming along. It looks so nice. Okay. The next BAP that I put some days in on is Hello Halloween. Better pop in a picture of the chart. Hello Halloween is a book from Teresa Kogut. This is the large sampler. I believe it's just called Halloween Sampler. So this is really coming along, and I'm stitching this on 20 count properly primitive by Under the Sea Fabrics. I'm stitching it 1/1 with the called for flosses. So some of the flosses were weeks dye work, some of them are just DMCs. Someone is mowing, and I'm hoping I can edit that out. So I worked on, I know I finished in the border these 2 sets of flowers, as well as this cat. The cat got added in. She doesn't have any accessories yet, but she's coming along so nicely. Okay. Gonna continue working on that 2 days a month as we go, just through the year. I think that will be true for all of these large projects. Okay, so as I mentioned, we had some snow days, so I put in a few more stitches, and I'm so close to finishing this, but as you can see, the snowman, the second snowman, still does not have a head. I put in a few more days on this. This is January weigh-in by Stitching with the Housewives. I feel like I've lost my head today. Stitching this on a piece of 28 count limited edition Luguana from Color and Cotton. Just a really pretty neutral with all the called for flosses. I don't think I changed anything. I even used the bamboo white for the snow. But it's coming along. It's a fun stitch. I got the wheelbarrow in and the little sign. Stitch on this a lot while it was in the super, super cold days while we were up at Choctaw. The other BAP I've been focusing on, and this is up to stitch on today. So I will get some more stitches on it today. This is Pandemic from Long Dog Samplers. I'm stitching it on a piece of 20 count mystery fabric. This is a beautiful overdye. I'm using DMC number 29, which is this beautiful eggplant color of floss. And I did make some more progress on this. Like I said, one more day is due on it today. So after I finish filming, I'll be working on this a bit more. See if I can get close in. You can see. I think I must have worked down here. I know I had the squirrel in last time. Coming along beautifully. I love having stuff ironed so crisp and smooth. Sometimes it feels necessary, especially with these overdyed, like my Ada. I noticed that whenever, I think during the dyeing process, they kind of crumple it up, and so it's nice to get some of those major wrinkles out. Okay, trying to remember what I finished on this. Must be the bird. This is Blackbird Sampler by Pansy Patch Stitches. Is that right? I did not make good notes this month. I did so good last month. Blackbird Sampler by Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery. I'm stitching this on a piece of 28 count linen that is a mystery with black coffee for the floss from Classic Colorworks, excuse me, and 2/2. So I finished the bird. That's what I got done on this. And this is a super fun stitch, really enjoying it. Also one of those pieces that's hard to put down. Okay, the other piece that I started this month is My Heart's Design by Blackbird Designs. And am I going to remember the name of this fabric? Probably not. Hopefully the tag is in this bag. Oh, I know what it is. The tag is not in this bag. But this is 30 count weeks Dyeworks C. And I am stitching this 2/2 with the call for flosses, except because I decided to change my fabric from sort of that lighter taupe that's that the model was stitched on, I decided to switch out the fabric, the color that was closest to the fabric background. So just kind of bumped it up a little bit, and I chose this Brethren Blue by the Gentle Arts Sampler Threads. Brethren Blue. Yes, I am still making this. So this is how far I got on it. I got the alphabet finish and working on the border. And it's been a really fun stitch. Started that on Valentine's Day. Did I say that? I think I did. That was my intention, to start it on Valentine's Day. So let's see. What shall we talk about next? I think I will show you quilts. So pause please. Okay, so remember last month I was finishing up this quilt, which is Heartstrings from the Fat Quarter Shop. I added an additional border to this piece, and I finished piecing it, got the top all completed, picked out a backing, and I sent this off with the long armor. I actually, I have her card, so I'm going to show it. These were, I have 2 of them that I sent off to have long armed by Louita Wasmond, and she is Michelle's mom. Her company is called Geek Quilting, and she did a beautiful job, absolutely beautiful. She sent me some options, and I picked out for this piece, I picked out this beautiful heart swirl pattern, which turned out so nice. And I love it so much, and it's like the perfect weight, and it's a good little length for me. It's a good throw. And Michelle, my sweet friend, taught me how to machine bind. So I got the binding on this. Now, is this binding perfect? No, it is not, because this is only the second time I've done a binding. And it was my first time doing the machine binding. My friend in California did the long arming for me, and she actually machine sewed on the binding, and then I hand stitched the front of the binding. This time I wanted Michelle to show me how to do the machine binding and see, you know, obviously it's a quicker method, and just to see how I liked it. So I did like it. However, newbie to quilting, so I have a Jubliee at the TL. Blanco, would you quit? Blanco, where are you? Okay, I'm popping in a picture of the rottenness that called me away because Blanco was barking. Do you think they know that that's how they get a treat? Is that, yeah, I'm sure they do. I'm only reinforcing bad behavior. That's okay. Okay, so Michelle showed me how to do the binding. I think I talked about that. I have a Jubliee TL 2000 QI or 2010 QI. Goodness, now I can't remember. But at any rate, It only came with like, it's just a straight stitch machine. So I ordered, per a video that I saw from Juki Junkies, a left compensating foot. And so I'm going to try that and see if that helps me just place the stitch a little bit more accurately, I guess, to the edge of the binding. But anyways, it turned out great. I'm not going to nitpick it. Like first of all, I don't think any quilt that I will ever make will be 100% perfect. But, you know, I just want to try to do it as neat of a job as I can. Very proud of this, though. Very proud and thankful for my friend Michelle for teaching me so many things about quilting in the last couple months. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a fun journey. So the other piece is this large flannel fabric quilt, which is just basically a layer cake cut up and sewn together. This is from the Farmhouse Flannels 3 collection from Moda, and I just love it. It's beautiful. Both Brooke and I decided to stitch this. We saw the quilt top pieced together like this at Boxcar Quilts up in Aubrey, and I just thought it was really beautiful. So I thought it was a great kind of guy quilt. So I made this for my husband. I know it's not finished yet, but we're so close. I was trying to get it finished for him as a Valentine gift. I'm a little late, but and if you'll notice, I still have all these clips on the binding because I put on the binding with the machine again, and I was waiting for the compensating foot so that I can get a little bit more accurate with that. But Louita did the long arming, and I really love the pattern that we ended up picking out. I thought it turned out so pretty. I'm not sure how to the best way to show these quilts. I've not been watching a lot of Flosstube or quilt tubes. I guess I need to do that so I can see some techniques for how other people show their quilts. But I thought this really turned out cool, and I'm proud of it. And no, again, it's not perfect, but it was a simple quilt. I think technically this was my second quilt. And then I'll just flip it over and show you the bottom of it at the back. So I did use the flannel on the back as well. And this is going to be such a great quilt. So it's the plaid that went with the collection. The flannel is just so soft, and it was really nice to work with. So I have all those clips there holding the binding together. Hopefully I'll get my foot, I think Monday. It's supposed to be coming Monday. So the other thing quilting wise that I whipped together is this cutie patootie. This is from the Hey Boo collection from Moda, and I loosely followed the pattern Layer Cake Loop, which was a freebie from Fat Quarter Shop. And basically I just kind of, I changed the size of a couple of the pieces to accommodate what was basically just, I cut out the blocks from the panel, the cute little pieces that have the printed words on them, and then I just kind of adjusted it. So, oh my gosh, it's so cute. I love it so much. Hopefully you're able to see the bottom of it. Spooky season part. It really turned out cute. So that'll just be a little throw. And the next time I see Louita, I'll send it off with her to have her long arm it. I know I can do some simple quilting with my machine, but I guess I'm not feeling that adventurous. This is going to be the backing, and I'll probably use this for the binding as well. This is also from that Hey Boo line, and I was so excited because they had this at the Best Little Retreat Center in Texas. So I picked up some of that. Okay, what else did I make? I think I can sit again. Let me grab my chair and the basket. So other projects that I stitched on or actually started cutting this out. I picked up this pattern. I guess this is going to be a mix of kind of like a haul and still a little bit of sewing. Picked up this pattern. What is this called? Flirty? I think this is called Flirty. From Prairie Grass Patterns, designed by April Rosenthal. So I really fell in love with this. I loved the dark background color for this. So I had a, from the stash I acquired from Cynthia, I had this beautiful jelly roll from Moda called Slow Stroll, and I love it so much. It's gorgeous. So I'm going to be using this jelly roll, and then I picked up some of this dark colored grunge. I'm going to pop in a picture of this because this is still out on my cutting table. I haven't actually sewn any of the blocks together yet, but I'm going to be working on this. And I'm so excited about it. I really love the grunge. It's so beautiful, and I think the colors are all going to be just beautiful together. The other thing that I sewed, because I had some leftover scraps from Clothworks XOXO. This is the fabric that was left over from the quilt that I made. Decided to make a project bag. Like I said, I was in the Valentine's mood, apparently. Didn't have any backing fabric, so I ran over to Joann's and picked up a fat quarter. Actually, I think I just got cut yardage of this cute little polka dot. I think I used, is that what I used on the inside too? Yeah, it is. Seam check. Michelle, are you so proud of me? I did the bag right. So, Michelle taught me how to piece using a little mini charm pack. This wasn't actually the mini charm pack, but I just cut out of the scraps, the leftover pieces, to basically make my own mini charm pack. And then I had a strip of this left over as well that I used at the top. It's turned out so cute. And I'm using the Lori Holt zippers. I picked those up when we were at that, can't remember the name of that quilt shop up in Missouri. At any rate, you can get the Lori Holt zippers in a lot of places, but they're so fun, and I love all the colors that came with those. I feel a bit all over the place. I think that's what happens at this point in the video because I start getting to haul, and it's a whole month's worth of stuff, so I'm like trying to remember what I did and where this stuff came from. I know I'm not the only one that has that problem. I keep saying that I'm going to start recording a video every 2 weeks, and then it doesn't happen because of life. And as you know, I am getting ready to do some traveling, so that probably will still not happen in April. Between April and May, I will be traveling, so yeah, probably won't happen. One more sewing project really quickly. So like I said, haul is kind of a blur between like future projects and things I'm starting to work on because everything I think I purchased has got into in some way or another. But Michelle has one of these cute zip up pouches. Zip up tray pouch. So when you open this up, it's awesome. It like all your sewing things are right there. So this is, I've seen her use this. Her mom made it for her. So I was like, I definitely want one of those. This is from Anila Hui. Hopefully Hui. I'm not sure how to say her name. Please forgive me. But I went to her website and downloaded this pattern and printed it off because it's a PDF. And so I want to make that. And so I picked up a couple of these. For this project, you need specifically the separating zippers. 10-inch long separating zippers. So I picked these up from Missouri Star Quilts. Kind of an off-white and black. So I'm not sure. I haven't picked out my fabric for that just yet. I have some fat quarters in my cart. But Michelle and I are going to go to the quilt shop tomorrow. So we'll see. You know how that goes. You start going down a rabbit hole buying fabrics. Speaking of which, I have this beautiful pattern, Layer Cake Stars from Allison Ramsing patterns. Again, I'll pop details below, but I had from Cynthia this beautiful layer cake, which is a Sherry and Chelsea fabric line, and I'm going to pop in a picture of it so you can see, so I don't have to fan through this and get fuzz everywhere. But anyways, they're beautiful, and I'm going to use this layer cake stars pattern, and so I picked up some of this thatch to go with this. So it's just an off-white, which will be the ground. So pretty. So that was part of haul. Additionally, I don't know if I talked about it at the beginning or not because I was kind of a mess. I did go thrifting one day. You'll see why this couldn't all fit on the table. So the day that Michelle and I went up to the Peanut Gallery, we meet and park at the Walmart by her house, which is right next to, or right close to, Benbrook Antique Mall, and also a Goodwill. So I popped into the Goodwill and I found this adorable wire Christmas tree. I hope this is going to show up. We're going to put it behind me so you can see it better. So it's got this fun little star at the top, and then basically a spot to put like pictures. But I thought it would be cute for displaying like little ornaments, cross-stitch ornaments. How much did I pay for this, you might ask? $3.59. Yep, couldn't leave it at the Goodwill for that. Could not. Ask me about the mess I've made today. So I also went into Benbrook Antique Mall, and while I was in there, I found this beautiful rustic red frame. I have been looking for a red frame to frame Knee High by Hands On Design, and this is perfect. It is absolutely perfect for it. I actually already laid it out, and let me see if I can show you. No, I can't. It's the perfect size. It fits in here perfectly. I need to cut this out and get it in the frame, so soon that will happen. It was literally the perfect size. Couldn't ask for a better, like couldn't have made a custom frame that fitted better. Okay. More haul? Maybe I do know. I think I do know. Okay, so this came from Boxcar Retreats. Not Boxcar Retreats. Boxcar Quilts up in Aubrey. This is a cute little finishing piece. This was just $3.99. It's a cute little house. They actually started carrying some cross-stitch stuff, so I'm super excited about that. They're going to Nashville Needlework Market. So there are a few pieces, some DMC that they started carrying, and a few cross-stitch patterns, but obviously they're going to have more after Needlework Market. So Michelle gifted this piece to me. Remember, I want to stitch this whole series. This is Summer House Stitchworks Summer Refreshes. And I decided to just grab some DMC and kind of change the colors just a tad. I picked up this red 347, this soft green 3817, and I loved this blue number 926. So changing the colors just a tad from what's pictured, because the green in the picture is a lot more citrusy, like almost lime. So I'm softening up the palette just a bit. So set that aside for summer. Don't have the fabric picked out for that just yet. It'll happen. I do know I also picked up this mini charm pack, and I'm going to pop in a big picture so you can see all of the fabrics. This is Songbook, A New Page from Fancy That, Moda. I feel a project bag maybe is in my future. What else do you guys make with mini charm packs? Do you use them in quilts? I mean, obviously you can. at the best little retreat center. Aside from all the large yardage I purchased, I also picked up some fat quarters. And I don't know what lines these are, so please forgive me, because when they're already cut into the fat quarters, they don't actually say on the back. I do know this is a ruby star. Love those stars. It's kind of metallic rose gold. Oh, I really love this fabric. So pretty. And some more grunge. I thought those would be good for FFOing some things. And again, I'll pop in a picture of this pattern, or this mini charm pack, which is Bee Garden. These were just so pretty. This is by Gingerbread, and there are some really pretty golds that are metallic that lay over this fabric line. Just absolutely beautiful. Love it. I'm like flipping back through it, looking at it, making a big mess. Okay. So I told you that I ordered some zippers from Missouri Star. I also picked up some Arfil thread. That's not very exciting, but it's something that got purchased and it's sitting here in front of me. I also decided to go to DMC. I have been wanting one of these thread charts for quite a while, because sometimes when I'm kitting something up, I just want to know what the called for looks like. And so before I'm substituting, hi Bubby. Hello. Before I'm substituting flosses, I thought this would be so handy. So I ordered this and I love it so much, and I'm excited to have that as a tool. It was like spend $3 or $4 more and get free shipping. So I picked up a pair of these embroidery scissors from DMC. Haven't tried those out yet, but they look nice. They're just gold handled embroidery scissors. Okay, I think that was all of the haul. But I did get some happy mail. A couple of friends sent me gifts, and so I wanted to share.
Mom, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty hungry.
I'm hungry too. You can go turn on the oven and we can make pizza. Okay. So a while back, my friend Michelle asked, does anybody, she was desashing some fabric, does anyone want some murky? And I was like, me please. This is a piece of 32 count. Picture this plus murky linen. And I was, of course, so excited to get this because I have been looking for some linen murky for a while. And, oh, I love it so much. Thank you, Michelle. She also treated me to a delicious Seattle chocolate triple toffee. How did you know I love toffee? I think I'm going to be eating that in a minute. I'm hungry. My son just came down and said, Mom, I'm hungry. So it's time to make something to eat. This is what you go through when you're doing a super long floss tube. Actually, it's not horribly bad. About an hour. That's about average. I want to cut into this candy bar right now. And then my sweet friend Brooke from Stitch by the Brook sent me a gift. Thank you so much. Let me show you what she made. She made this beautiful project bag. So beautiful. All the beautiful houses on it. I need a house project for it, don't you think? And here is our cute little floss drop card with a cup and saucer needle minder. Isn't that adorable? And it's so funny because Michelle and I were just talking about these cute little zipper pulls. This one says Stitcher with the little blocks. You could use it for a keychain too, but I'm probably going to use it as a zipper pull. Probably on this bag, although there's already a really cute one with a teapot on it. Brooke, this is so cute. You guys see that cute little teapot? Okay, and an L. Can't take that off. I'll have to find another bag for the stitcher pull. Don't worry, I will. I've got plenty of project bags. She also gave me some more beautiful floss drops with this cute little tag with my name on it. What sweet friends I have. And a sticker. It looks like a pretty stamp with butterflies. A little postmark. That needs to go on my book of days. She also sent me some charts. I'm going to quickly show these. From Barbara Anna. This is Christmas Biscornu. She has so many beautiful charts that she was gifted from a stash, and she so generously shared these. This is Welcome from the Drawn Thread, and it's the Christmas one, and it has the linen and the beads. I actually didn't even know this chart had beads, but that's really beautiful. Oh, now I see. They're around the holly and the Christmas tree. That's going to be beautiful. She sent me this cute little, also a keychain fob, or you can use it as a scissor fob or a zipper pull, as well as this beautiful chart from Tiny Modernist. This is Christmas Stitch Along. This was a 3-part mystery series. I don't know, I guess it didn't really have a name, but it's super cute, and it has all of the DMC in it. And then this is another little, it says it's a scissor fob called Harvest Home. And again, it's a little kit. It has all the things, the rickrack and the floss and the beads. Those are both super cute. Ooh, I need some food. Getting the shakies. Oh my gosh, this beautiful Jeanette Douglas kit called Quilt Box. Just gorgeous. I love all of her beautiful specialty stitches. It also has the, looks like silks, and it helps if you turn things right side up to see what in the world they're called. This is the specialty splendor. It's also a silk. Oh my gosh, those are beautiful. An adorable Lizzie Kate called Home is the nicest word there is. And this Heart and Hand Friendship Garden. Such a cute little chart. I love the flowers. And the saying, it says, a friend overlooks your broken fence and admires the flowers in your garden. And then this cute little chart, this little kit from the Purple Thread called Make a Wish. It's a little birthday cake with all the goodies, the rickrack and the floss. And Around the Block. This is from the Squareology series from Hands On Design. I thought those little houses were super cute. Is that all the things? Look back through my notes really quick. I think it is. I need to grab a snack, and then I'll come back and we'll talk about plans. Okay, I'm back and refreshed. It's Friday, so we made a pizza. Actually didn't eat the pizza. Made the pizza for Will. I didn't eat the pizza. I had some chicken salad, and yes, I had some grapes, and I did get into that chocolate part, and it was delicious. Saved the other half of it for my husband because he loves toffee too. So, what are you doing? Do you want to say hi? This is Bingo. He's been out in the sun. He's warm. Yes, he is. He is. Oh my gosh, he is. That is the large of our 2 Chihuahuas. The larger of our 2 Chihuahuas. We'll see. Blanco is outside enjoying the sun. He's our little tiny thing. Probably won't come back in. Okay, let's talk about plants. And then we'll be done with this video. I'm slurping like a little kid. So much editing to do. Okay, plants. So, tomorrow is March 1st. And as you know, or maybe you don't, I filmed a spring kit parade video. So all the projects that I'm planning to start this spring, which, let's be real, there were a lot. I think there were over 12 projects. I'm not even sure. It might have been up to 15, but some of those were Valentine projects that I did actually end up stitching. So those are off the list. But I have some upcoming starts planned. I think tomorrow I'm going to start Spring Quaker. I'm just going to pop in pictures because I already showed all the kits and all the fabric and talked about all the things in the kit parade. But Spring Quaker by Primrose Cottage stitches. Excited to stitch on this. I think I'm going to start that tomorrow, March 1st. And then I have a Lent stitch planned, which is Peacemaker by Teresa Kogut. And I'm going to start that on next Wednesday, which is the 5th, which is Ash Wednesday. And for that project, I'm just stitching 1 strand of floss a day. So that'll just be how I start the day, most likely, unless, you know, life happens. But I'll always try to get in at least 1 strand of that in on that project each morning. And I read a devotional or I listen to a devotional while I stitch or before I stitch. And then I'm also going to start Raindrop Kisses by Primrose Cottage as well. And I think that I'll start that next Saturday, the 8th. I was thinking about hashtag Saturday starts. Seems to be what I'm going for. Oh, I know what I was going to say. Regarding the 5th. So I'm still stitching on my big projects. I'm stitching on Pandemic on the 1st and the 29th because that's considered my leap year start project. And then for the Farms at Hawk Run Hollow, I'm stitching that on the 5th and the 22nd. So I'll still be able to stitch on Hawk Run, you know, the day on Ash Wednesday because I'm just going to put 1 thread in on that project on Peacemaker. And then I also have on the 13th and the 31st, I'll be stitching on the Hello Halloween project again. And then on St. Patrick's Day, I don't know, I may pull out a whip that I started 2 years ago. Was it 2 years ago or last year? I can't remember now, but at any rate, it may need I feel like it needs some time on that whip. And I decided to stitch or start this project on St. Patrick's Day because it has a rainbow. And obviously, oh, I know what I forgot to talk about, books. I'm gonna have to pop that segment back in. We'll do that in just a minute. Boy, thank God for the ability to edit. Hot Mess Express, yeah, she's here. So, Dorothy's Discovery is that project with the rainbow. And what jogged my memory about books is that it's about the Wizard of Oz. It's the Wizard of Oz, Dorothy from the Wizard of Oz. And I have been listening to and reading. I got the genius idea from someone else to not just check out the audiobook, but also check out like the book so that, because sometimes I'm in the mood to read and then sometimes like I'm in the car or I'm cross stitching and I want to listen to the book. So I've checked out Wicked in both places. Okay, and so then on the first day of spring, I'm going to start God is Good by Teresa Kogut. And I think that's as far as I'll go as with plans. So that's what I've got planned for March. And then obviously stitching if I have any spring whips, I need to write those down. I have a list of whips written down in the back of this awesome planner. And then I'll do 2 FFOs, continue along with that, because that seems to be working well to keep me motivated to get some things off my to be finished list. I can mark some things off now. It's down to just 1 page, which is awesome. As far as whips go, for spring, I have Dorothy's Discovery and Oh Joyous Day from Blackbird. So I'll probably put some time in on those as well. Those were kind of really the only 2 spring whips that I carried over. Now, a lot of these whips that a lot of the projects that I'm starting, some of them are smalls, and then some of them are really big. So some of those will definitely carry over to next year. Okay, let's talk about books for a minute. And or what I watched on television in the last month. So I told you that my husband and we watched Wicked, and I thought it was awesome. And so it reminded me that I read the book when it came out, or maybe I didn't even get all the way through it. I can't remember. I was a little turned off, I'll be honest. I was a little turned off by some of the subject matter. I just thought it was a little bit crass, some of the language, and just the affair that was going on at the beginning of the book. That's kind of a turnoff. So anyway, I don't even think I ended up finishing it, but after watching the movie and it having that to be continued, and then knowing that the movie was based off of the Broadway play, which I did see as well, I really wanted to go back and give the book another try. So I checked out both the digital copy of the book. Is that what you call it? Reading it on like my Libby app. And I also checked out the audiobook. I felt a little selfish doing that, but hey, they were both available. So we can check about as many books as we want to from the library, I think. I don't know. Maybe at some point they do cut you off. I try not to be like super stingy with books. I want to share, obviously, and not hog them all up, but I thought this was a great idea. Someone else mentioned that not only do they check out the book, because sometimes there are illustrations or things that you might miss, like notes and things in the margins that wouldn't be on the audiobook. And so I did remember that there was a map and, some different things that I wanted to see and look at and just make sure that there wasn't anything I was missing. But also sometimes you're in the mood to read, and then sometimes you're in the car or you're cross-stitching and you're in the mood to listen. So I've been doing a bit of both, and I am enjoying the book a lot more this time around. Of course, the beginning part is still the same as it was, and it was, crass and a bit of a turnoff, of course, but I'm enjoying the story and getting into the character development of Elphaba and Glinda, and so, yeah, it's been fun. I also finished listening to Empire of the Summer Moon. If you remember from my last Flosstube, I talked a little bit about excuse me, I'm having to clear my throat a lot. Maybe I should have a drink. Sometimes that happens to me after I eat. So I was listening to Empire of the Summer Moon, and so I sort of gave you a little bit of a synopsis about the book, but I'll talk about it a little bit more. It's a historical nonfiction account of the Indian wars that were going on primarily in the Texas region. Also, well, really kind of all over the nation, but it focused a lot on Texas and the tribes that were here, which were the Comanche and the Parker family. And so it was interesting I don't know how many stars I would give it. I don't know that I would necessarily recommend it to anyone that wasn't just specifically interested in that subject matter, because it's not like it really like told a story or followed like a character. It wasn't really uplifting in any way. So it was just, facts. And but I did listen to the whole thing. It's 15 hours worth of audiobook, so I must have liked it a little bit, right? What I enjoyed about it was just hearing about some of the history and like knowing where the places were. And like I said, when we were going up to New Mexico, we drove through Palo Duro Canyon area, and they were just talking about that particular area. So that was just interesting to be there when the book was talking about that. Okay, so I obviously already talked about Wicked. Didn't read any other or listen to any other audiobooks in the last month, but I did watch a television show, 2 series actually. I had heard Cross the Globe talking about Agatha all along, and I was a little bit intrigued about the series. It's on Disney Plus. And so the prequel to Agatha All Along is WandaVision. So I thought, well, I need to watch that first so I can understand kind of the backstory of the character. So I watched those 2 series, and they were very entertaining. I really enjoyed them, and both of them are, well, WandaVision is more focused around superheroes, but the main character, Wanda, is she is the Scarlet Witch. And if you're not into all the Marvel superhero stuff, then I don't know, you might not enjoy it, but I actually did. Of course, I have a son, so he's always been into all of those movies. So he and I got to chit chat about some of the backstory and some of the stuff that tie into the other movies in the Marvel series. So it was fun. And I think my favorite part about it was the set design. It was so cool because, and this won't ruin anything plot-wise, but each episode is set like a sitcom. So at the beginning, it's like a 50s sitcom, then it goes to 60s, 70s, 80s, so, and then 90s. And so the house keeps changing, and so I found that very entertaining. And they did something similar in Agatha All Along as well, with some of the, when they're walking the road, the Witch's Road, they have these different like challenges that they go through, and each house they stop at along the way is also themed for, I'm trying to remember if there was a 50s one. I don't think there was 50s, but there was 60s, 70s, 80s for sure. So that was fun, just seeing how each house was designed differently. Very entertaining series. Obviously, Agatha All Along is a fantasy storyline, and normally that's not the subject or a genre that I would go toward, but I did enjoy it very much. So that's what I've been listening to and watching, and thanks for sticking with me through all of the craziness today. I guess I do have some editing to do, so I think I am going to sign off. Looking forward to some spring stitching, and I will see you back. Actually, let me think about this. Okay, so March is good. March should be a normal month. I made mention that we're going to be traveling in April, at the end of April and the first part of May. So that video will be a little bit delayed. Maybe I'll do another video in 2 weeks and just check in and see, give that a try, because I haven't ever done that before, like a 2-week check-in. Mostly I've just been doing like a general Flosstube every month, once a month at the end of the month. So maybe we'll give that a try. Don't hold your breath, but subscribe so that you can get the notification if one does come up. Okay, well, thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.